Welcome to the Fast Times at Mobius High audiobook. The audiobook's so good, the author tried to get rid of it.
Alright guys, so we're back here today with chapter 2 called Class Act of Fast Times at Mobius High. I think we'll be starting off right away. Is that correct? Yes? Okay. So here it goes. Starting the story. Sonic's POV, that's point of view for you people that don't know. We all walked into the classroom and took our seats. The classroom was like pretty much all of the other classrooms in school. Double desk with 2 chairs at each and a total of 15 desks, going across in a row of 3 desks and down in a column of 5 desks. I have never heard so much detail in desks in my life. There were boards around that showed the works of other students, and the walls were painted light green. Some tables and walls had random scribbles on them. I sat at a desk next to a large window that took up almost the whole left side of the room, taking the seat closer to it. Shadow sat beside me, and Knuckles and Tails sat behind us, with Tails behind me and Knuckles behind Shadow. I snapped out of my daydream when the teacher picked up the register and started calling names. Our history teacher was a large purple walrus named Rotor. He wore a pair of glasses, a black shirt with a white tie, gray slacks, and black shoes.
Amy,
he called out. Amy stood up from her seat, which was just under the top left corner of the desk, and said, "Here!"
Blaze.
He called. Blaze at 420. He called. There was no response until a hedgehog, who sat smack in the middle of all the desks, and thus next to me and Shadow, stood up and spoke. "She has a spastic colon, been feeling a bit under the weather," he said. Oh. Really? Oh, shoot. That was Shadow. My bad, guys. That was not the emo voice I intended to use. I remember this guy, but barely. I knew his name was Silver, though. I know it was Silver. Yeah. I'm okay, whatever. That's Silver's new voice, I guess. He had silver fur, hence his name, and yellow eyes. He was wearing a cyan blue t-shirt, dark blue jeans, and dark yellow shoes. From what I could tell, though, he was kinda cool. As for Blaze, same case as Silver. They were both mysterious. From what I know of her, she is a purple cat with yellow eyes like Silver's. Soon the teacher had finished the list. He then spoke again.
Class, we have 3 new students joining us today. They've had to move around a lot, so don't hold it against them, mate. Although this may be the last year for the majority of you blokes, it is also the last year for them, despite it also being their first. Please come in, he said, walking over to the door.
He introduced them as they walked in. There was a male green hawk with blue eyes, a red shirt, black skinny jeans, and red and white sneakers. Following him was a female purple swallow, also with blue eyes and wearing a purple shirt with pink design around the ends of the sleeves, and purple and white striped pants and light red shoes. And the last one was larger than the other 2, a male green albatross with blue eyes like the others. He wore a gray t-shirt with a skull design, light blue jeans, and black shoes. I just got cut on the edge, guys.
Please welcome,
the teacher said. Yeah, kind of slanging on this sentence, but okay. Then continued as he pointed along.
Jet, Wave, and Storm.
Pointing at the green hawk, the purple swallow, and the gray albatross, respectively. You could just call them by their names now after you introduced the names, but yeah. Alright. Hello, Jet, Wave, and Storm. We all said in unison. See, that was me trying to make 3 voices at once. It doesn't work that way, guys. Which never failed to creep me out. They all walked around looking for a seat and sat at the front, with Storm on the middle table and Jet and Wave taking the bottom right. Wait, is Wave like an OC? No? I have no idea who Wave is. Okay. I guess.
Okay, class, Rotor continued. Today we're going to be working on the famous poem, The Divine Comedy. Who can tell me what the poem was about? Okay.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
No, I'm not going to play.
Oh.
Was it about Satan's felt desire to be a stand-up comedian?
Knuckles asked, getting a laugh from most of us. I liked having him around. What he lacks and brings, he makes up in hilarity and heart. And punching things, too. It was about the afterlife, right? Shadow stood up and asked. I'll be honest, I used to not get on with the guys so well, but you spend enough time goofing around with someone, they're actually good company to keep.
Isn't it kind of weird to introduce the characters in this chapter? I mean, all that time you wasted putting in a musical number in chapter 1. You could have explained your characters' backstories. Just saying, mate. Let's see. Yes, very good, Shadow, replied Rotor happily. The poem was about hell, and it was split into 3 parts. Who can tell me what those parts were?
I raised my hand, and he gestured me to stand up. If I remember right, it was Inferno, Purgatero, and Paradiso, right? I asked, unsure of my answer.
Yes, well done, Sonic. Who can tell me what each one stood for?
Tails stood up now and gave the answer. Inferno was hell, Purgatorio was purgatory, and Paradiso was heaven. Then he sat back down. So Tails was right. Why am I not surprised? Oh, my bad. That was Rotor. Go back.
So Tails was right. Why am I not surprised? Help yourself to an apple,
said Rotor, fishing through one of his desk drawers for an apple. He tossed it over to Tails, who caught it and started eating. God, I love being right, he said, satisfied with how he was doing. He was always a smart kid. A good egg, too. I like that about him.
Okay,
Rotor continued, snapping me out of my daydreaming again.
Who can tell me the language used when the poem was written?
Justin, right? I think it was. No, you did.
Yeah, I did.
You did Sally.
No,
Yeah, you did Sally.
I got to do Amy. It's important for the ending, dude.
Fine.
It's important for the ending. Tuscan, right? Tuscan, right?
Oh, okay, I get what's going on here. Amy stood up and asked nervously.
Absolutely right, Amy. I'm impressed, he said, beaming a smile. We could see why he was impressed.
Amy never talked much, if at all. She was very smart, though. Got decent grades. And it didn't hurt that she was kind of cute, too. I know I have a girlfriend, but I'm allowed to at least look, right?
Thanks,
she replied, fishing a brief, albeit nervous smile back at Rotor. She then sat back down.
Okay, maggots, this is the big question. Who can tell me the author's character? The name of the poet he met in hell, who guided him through hell and purgatory, and the woman he searched for, who guided him through heaven.
It's Dante, Virgil, and I'm not sure what the last answer is, guys. That was a lot. That was a lot to take in for any of us. Then Tails stood up again, but as he was about to answer, he gripped his stomach tightly and started shivering. Oh, yeah. Diarrhea, guys. Oh, that hurt. I gotta go to the bathroom, he said, rushing off before anyone could stop him. We just sat there in silence and waited for him to come back. It took a good 3 minutes before he returned and came back through the door. He then walked back to where he sat and remained standing. Okay, first off, I'm sorry for that. I think that apple might have been bad. Either that or I ate too many. Secondly, to answer the question, the author character was named after himself. Dante, the poet who guided him through hell, and purgatory was Virgil. And the woman who guided him through heaven was Beatrice. He then sat back down, cool as a cucumber. Wait, seriously, who says cool as a cucumber? I'm going to have to add that one to my dictionary. Rotor just stared at him with wide eyes. Actually, we all did, even Amy and the new guys. What? Tails asked us, smirking. Nothing, Shadow replied. It was just a bit scary. Awesome, but scary. Hey, what can I say? My brain's like a weapon. Even when I feel like ill, I'm still thinking, but I'll be fine for the rest of the day. One bad apple ain't enough to stop little old me. We all laughed a bit at that before the teacher snapped us out of it and told us to sit back down. Then we all sat back down normally. The teacher kept reading off questions about the poem. I looked over at Amy, scribbling down notes. An idea came to my head. Psst, Shadow, I whispered to the hedgehog next to me, careful not to interrupt the teacher. Yeah, he asked. What do you think of Amy over there? I asked. Amy, well, she seems kind of mousy and nervous to me. Why? He replied. Mousy. I think that was a fair assessment of her, really. She was a generally quiet girl, and not just in class. We hung out before during breaks, and she still remained silent. I've even been around her house a few times, and she was even quiet then. Even when she has nothing and no one else to fear or reject what she says, even me, she never talked. Guess that's why so many guys hit on her. They wanted to break the spell, so to speak, but she always said no. She's a brave one, no doubt about that. I got out a piece of paper and wrote on it, writing down the words, "You don't talk much, just wondering why. Signed, Blue." I wrote Blue on the bottom so she knew who it was. Then I turned to Shadow and asked him to make sure Rotor wasn't watching me. I crumpled it up, and when I got the all clear, I threw the paper over at Amy's desk. It landed not far from what she was writing, making her accidentally knock the paper onto the floor. She bent down and picked it up, then unfolded it, writing her reply. I was looking out the window again when suddenly the paper landed on the windowsill. I picked it up, unfolded it, and saw her reply written in the top right corner.
Don't have much to say usually, but I hope we can talk about this later. The teacher isn't a fool. Pink?
She must have taken my cue as the colors thing. I smiled a bit at that and turned to see her buried in her book and taking notes again. I looked close enough to see a small smile form on her face, though. Even though it was just a little smile, there was something about it. It was nice seeing her smile. I started writing just underneath that, jotting down, I know neither are you. Neither are you. Nice to see you back at school. We should hang out as friends. I have a girlfriend, but I'm sure you two would get along great. You just know that's going to go bad for you, Sonic. By the time I finished, the bell sounded and we all had to head off to our next class, which was math. I managed to catch Amy before she left the classroom, gave her the note, and then she put it back in her left jean pocket. Hope to hear back from you soon, I said to her.
Bye!
She said with a blush before running off to her next class, which was English. The bell rang for my next class, so I headed off to math, thinking the whole way about what she would say back with the note. Well, comments?
I can already predict where this is going to go. So you see, Sonic goes with Sally right now, right? He's going to end up with Amy, and Sally is probably going to turn into, like, the stereotypical bitch character every fanfiction writer makes her. So, yeah, that's where the story's heading, isn't it?
I believe that is the case here. I mean, I'm just glad there was no song this time, but I'm also kind of disappointed because I'm sure everyone loved the last song we did.
Yeah, we can't have any memes this time, kid. No.
I think I should just read this author's note, right? Or you want to read it?
I'll read it.
All right. Do a good impression of the author.
That's probably what he sounds like. Yo, what? Thank you so much to those who are following so far. I'm actually enjoying writing this. So it's not original, but it's mine. And so far, I'm proud of it. Also, whoever can guess where I got spastic colon from gets brownie points. More to come, folks. Stay tuned.
I'm just very disappointed that I'm not going to get brownie points because I have no idea where he could have possibly gotten that from. Or she. Maybe it's a she. I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah. Anything else to add?
No, I think we're done with this.
Oh, and also about the thing in the beginning, yeah, we weren't being serious. It'd be nice if whoever wrote this decides, tag along in the journey, The invitation is still out there, mate.
We're hoping for a collaboration sometime over Skype, I guess, what the kids use. So, I guess that's the end of the episode, correct? Episode ending. Okay, yeah, so, it's been Robot Ninja Paradise, and we are out of here.